Why do we fear our own pleasure more than our pain?
Because we have been conditioned. I tell you very unapologetically, every single religion, every single organized political movement, history, there is a massive conditioning of the human nature for thousands of years because it's easier to control, condition humans. In the era of AI, we are facing a massive entity that is only mind, no body. So if we don't expand our capacity physically to hold the mental world, we are going to face self-destruction. Gonna go crazy.
So true.
We are already going crazy. The fastest and most powerful way for you to access your creative capacity is to...
Okay, Namaste Hero. How are you, Layla, today?
You don't want to try again?
No. I do this often, but today I was like, let me write something. But this is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to Namaste Hero podcast. You're the hero of this podcast. How do you feel today?
I feel stoked to be here with you today.
Wow. Wow. What a word. Where do you get this word from?
It just came right now.
Oh, wow. First of all, thank you so much for being so awesome, so amazing. I went into the desert, I don't know how, through friends of friends, and somehow ended up with this amazing, beautiful journey with you, which was so fascinating, and it moved me not just physically, but mentally as well. So anything that was just lied down in my body, all those emotions which needed to go out at some point but didn't go, I think that happened in that experience, which was very transformational. So thank you so much for that.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming out to co-create the magic.
So amazing. So people here, they are curious. They want to know more about you, where you're from. So a little sneak peek.
Okay, well, I was born in Spain. My father is from the Amazigh tribes in the north of Morocco. He's a Berber. And my mother is from Spain.
Wow.
I grew up with one leg in Europe and one leg in Africa.
Oh, wow.
And I learned very early age that there's something called third culture kids, which are the kids that are born from two different cultures. And we make a third culture within ourselves. And I always felt very... resonant with that image of almost like a bridge between cultures. And now with my work, I feel like I have become also a bridge between the old world and the new world. Because with the work that I do, what we're doing is we're awakening that part of ourselves that's going to be in charge to build that new world.
Wow. Wow. So fascinating. And you're helping so many people through your presence and teaching them about presence. In one line, if somebody is to understand, what does presence mean to you?
Presence is the access point to our power. Because think about it. We only exist in this present moment. And it's gone.
Boom.
Nothing in the future is real or granted. And nothing in the past is no longer existing. All we have is our presence. So everything, all the source of all of our creative power is in the present. And it's only when we become present with the present that we can access it. Because very often the present is happening, but we are in the past or projected in the future. More than 50% of our waking time is dedicated to thinking something outside of the present moment. So we're missing life.
So true. I really agree with you. And like to me personally, I have achieved that process of no longer living in the past, but I'm in the future sometimes. I don't know how much percentage of it, but I'm like, wow, I got to do this. I got to do this plans, this dreams. But then I'm not totally into present moment. That's what I feel sometimes. So person like me.
What to do?
Yeah.
Well, so first and foremost, you're not the only one.
Thank you.
No, you're not the only one. You have somebody sitting across from you who teaches presence, who struggles with it. It's normal of the human brain to be projecting into the future. My key for us is bring the future into the present.
Okay.
And that is literally and metaphorically. Literally means bring your awareness to your body as you are in your thought of the future. almost imagine that our minds are like leaders that we can send to scout reality, right? Yeah. So, for example, we spoke about this podcast 2 days ago, right? So both of our past selves now projected themselves to the future, to this moment, to scout reality. Can we agree on timing? Can we agree on the studio to go? And then we held a point that will create the reality that we are now, right?
So true.
So the mind is going to scout. Now, how can we bring the future into the present? Or, in other words, ourselves into that vision that we are creating is by bringing the physical body into it. So you sit there and you are dreaming about this podcast with me and what you're going to ask and how it's going to be. Bring your body into the experience. How are you going to feel sitting across the table?
Awesome.
What are the experience that you want to give to your audience? What are the questions that you want to, but make that experience, instead of being a projection that's on the mind that's completely disconnected from the body, bring it into the body. And when we talk about this for example, things that we want to accomplish in our life, right? The day I will be healthy, or the day I will fall in love, or the day I will have more courage or more patience. Those moments is so crucial to bring the presence, because what happens is our brain doesn't make a difference between something really happening and the information of it. I'll use a terrible example that's really good but really painful. Imagine you receive a call that your mom died, God forbid. Your entire physical experience is going to be as if that happened, regardless of if that was a bad joke and somebody just gave you the wrong news, right? The physical experience is as if it happened.
Yeah.
So now we take that terrible news, and which gives us an information of how powerful that moment is, and now turn it into positive, right? I am telling my body that I will be in love, or that I will be more courageous, or that I will be able to speak my truth. But instead of being just a mental projection, I bring the future into the present by already feeling that in my soma.
Wow.
Which is, the soma is the intelligence of the body. When I talk about somatics, the word soma means is the body as an intelligent being, as an organism that has memory, that tracks sensation, that has inner intelligence. As suppose as one example we use to describe this word is, you have a body, but you are soma, is the difference. Because you are an intelligent mechanism that happens to have a body.
Oh yeah, so true. Wow, super powerful. Super powerful. I usually say I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. And I am the consciousness. And one another example that comes to my mind is when you were talking about the body always feels the same even if you do it, the mind always feels the same if you do it or not. Laughter, for example. So
Yes.
I teach people laughter meditation.
Nice.
And it's the most funniest because I say the act of laughter in itself is same. If you do it, it will give you the same feeling.
Yes. Yes.
So just laugh for no reason.
Exactly. Yes.
And move your body for no reason.
And when you are laughing, we were in the desert, we were doing the practice, and one big piece of the practice was shaking.
Shaking, yeah.
When you're laughing,
Shaking.
it's shaking inside.
Wow.
It's the intelligence of the body creating the movement patterns that support the machine that we are. Machine is a bad word for body, but the spaceship that we are, the avatar
Wow.
that we are.
Yeah.
Moving it in the ways that it can access the power that it has.
So I was meeting a friend, in fact, like a week ago, and then he was going through a kind of a depression with his ex-girlfriend. So he was not even able to move his body. But somehow I made him to move his body and he felt lighter. Like, do you meet these kind of people who are really like in those place where they are not even moving their body at all and they don't want to?
So the reason why I became a somatic therapist 15 years ago, And then I went into leadership and business as a mentor. I started a coaching practice, and I've been coaching for over a decade. My client, the target of people I love working with and I love serving are visionaries, founders, CEOs, people that have big visions for reality, that move a lot of resources and that move a lot of people and that hold a lot of responsibility.
Influence.
A lot of influence, a lot of power. And the reason why I wanted to work with these people is because for me, these people are creators. And they have remembered that we have the capacity to create. And so I want to support these people create a better world. So these people often, because of the intensity of their positions, do not have a lot of time for self-care and spend a lot of time sitting and spend a lot of time having to hold their presence, hold their authority, but not express. So there is a lot of repression. There is a lot of lack of movement physically, lack of movement emotionally, or even suppression emotionally, and an extremely intense movement mentally. I had the immense honor to give a talk at Cayenne. Well, I gave 4 talks at Cayenne Festival, which was amazing. But I gave one particularly for the YPO, the Young Presidents Organization. An organization I've worked with different chapters around the world. Amazing humans. Amazing humans. And we talked, and there was some questions, and at some point somebody asked, what is the quickest way, the most efficient way to release the stress in my body when I go out of a meeting with a lot of stress and I need to go into another meeting, and how can I reset? And it's important to understand that for these humans, efficiency is key.
Key, yeah.
And so I asked everyone to stand up, and I played the same song we played at the desert.
Oh, wow.
And everybody shaked. 3 minutes, shaking.
Wow.
You should have seen the faces. The women relax their faces. The men sit back on the chairs. Such a simple practice. And this is the magic of somatics. You need years of talk therapy for what we can do in a couple of sessions of somatics. Because at the end of the day, the body keeps the score. We think it's all stored in the mind. And we go trying to figure out through the mind. But the truth is we live in the body. It's through the framework of the body that everything works. It's the body that's producing the neurochemistry that allows for your brain to actually operate.
Wow.
That's why at the moment you get sick and the body is not functioning, everything else goes out of the window, right? So to respond to your answer, yes, to the people who find themselves not being able to move, what they are doing is they are blocking the body from actually accessing all the necessary things that we need to function, whether it's releasing tension, coming back to center, regulating, accessing creativity, everything. Everything needs a body that can host it to be able to show up.
So true. I really agree with you. This is your superpower, and I'm super happy that you're using this to change so many people's lives, especially people with influence who can really make an impact. So I'm really happy for this. And what is happening is this stage of not shaking the body and shaking the body. There's a gap. For example, me, I want to, but so many things are keeping me down. What's that one thing that I can do to help to reach to that point of shaking?
What do you mean was the thing you can do?
So basically, I'm going with depression, for example,
Yes.
which I'm not, luckily never. This is the current stage, right? And I have heard about your podcast, okay?
Yeah.
And now I want to use your strategy of shaking. But the action is not there. A lot of people, they're thinking, but they're not even they're not ready to move, or something is stopping them.
Yeah.
What's the mindset shift that they can have? What's one thing that you can tell them right away now?
I'm going to be very bold with this. They have the best way when you know that there is a problem, you know that there is a solution, but you see that between the problem and the solution, you're not capable, reach to an expert. That's why we are here.
Can you repeat that again?
Reach for an expert. That's why we are here. That's why I exist.
I love it.
That's what God made me, how it made me, gave me the background He gave me the DNA I have. the capacity to study what I study. There's many of us, and our mission is to bring the hero within every single person. And there is a reason why if I have a toothache, I go to the dentist, because the dentist is an expert in teeth. And if I have a bellyache, I go to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
So if you know that you are already conscious that there's something stuck within you that needs work, and you have tried talk therapy and other therapies and it's not working, and you resonate with somatics, reach out to a somatic expert. They can find me. I'm sure you will share details with them. I have free practices that they can download. They can just put the headphones at home and follow the words, follow the voice. I already choose the music for them that supports the movement. I guide them in the specific movement that they need to do in order to access, because shaking is easy. You just put the song and shake. But that's the tip of the iceberg, right? There is so many patterns that our bodies are holding, so many muscle structures, so many different areas of the body where we store different emotions, right? It's not the same shake that you're going to do if you're trying to shake fear, that if you're trying to shake anxiety, that if you have had, for example, an accident and there is a specific part of your body that's holding the trauma. So it is a world that unfortunately we didn't get taught as we grew up in school. You were lucky if you had once a week sports, and that's all we did with our bodies. Since we were children, we were indoctrinated to sit in this one position, to spend hours and hours and hours and hours ignoring our bodies, feeding our minds. And so the way back to the body is a journey. It's taking me 15 years and I'm still figuring out my own body.
Wow.
And the most important thing, Maddy, is that we live in an era of exponential technological growth. And technology is information. And information is processed through the mind.
So true.
And in the era of AI, we are facing a massive entity that is only mind, no body, no nervous system, no memory, no nervous system memory. It has memory of its own, but no experiential memory, no survival bias, it's just information. So the throughput of information that we are having to deal with a nervous system that has a response, right? Because you can tell AI the most terrible news, collects the information, there's no nervous system bandwidth.
Yeah.
But we receive terrible news, collect the information, have a nervous system response.
Yeah.
So if we don't expand our capacity physically to hold the mental world, we're going to go crazy.
So true.
We are already going crazy. The rates of mental health are over the roof. From children to adult, both genders, it's just... we're going to go very, very, very astray if we don't come back to our bodies.
So true. No, this is a very interesting point that you put up. And taking that to the desert experience that I've had, I remember in the end you said, I have this vision of seeing all people together, one consciousness, helping each other, going in that direction. I really loved it because even I think the same. I've met some people who are biased to the other opinion. But when we had this experience and you told about it, I think it totally makes sense. And it's the way how we think. And everyone should think in this way. I feel it too. What do you think about it?
What would you think is the opposite opinion? You say other people is biased to the opposite.
Yeah. I'm saying like the some people that I've met and then they are like, oh, it's going to become hell in the next 5 years. AI is going to take over and we will like all of that.
A more negative approach.
Yes.
The reason why I ask to clarify that is because I think we need to be very realistic right
as well.
now. And we need to learn to hold multiple truths.
Okay.
And so it is true that the world as it is right now, the systems that we have in place that they are right now are unsustainable for people and planet. And if we keep going down certain avenues, we are going to face self-destruction. There is enough data for this. And I think it's important that we hold that so that we can hold simultaneously our responsibility.
Makes sense.
The word responsibility is a magical word. response, ability. It's our ability to respond to what's happening. And once we tap into our ability and we really develop our ability, and there is so much available for us to develop right now, our abilities, then I become very positive. Then I think in the next 5 years, we turn this around and we start, well, we have already started developing alternative communities. We start raising awareness around health and nutrition and alternative ways of education. And we bring back somatics into the workplace. This is why I work with leaders. Because when I'm working with the head of Google Africa, which I worked with a couple of years ago in a specific department, and she brings this information to her teams, suddenly you have consciousness entering Google.
So true. So true.
Right? And it's going to be a process of infiltration, and it's going to be a process of inspiration, and it's going to be a process of awakening and a process of remembrance. I have profound hope that when humanity wakes up to our capacity and our potential as creators, when we step out of the victim mentality of, oh, the world is happening to us, and we get into like, all right, we have made a mess. Let's roll up our sleeves. And what's the work we get to do to turn this mess around for our children and the children of our children? I have profound hope.
Wow.
Profound hope. And I've been doing this work for 15 years. I have met communities all over the world. There is festivals. There is big communities. There is online hubs. There's just so much. Dubai is such a place right now for consciousness and wellness, right? So I know we're going to make it, but we need to take it serious.
So true.
That's why we really need to, when we have that pessimistic friend, let's listen. Because it's going to inspire us even more to get out on the desert and do our work.
Wow. So true. And yeah, we have to take that responsibility. That is very important thing and very good point that you put up. Yeah. And so, yeah, we covered up on presence. And now, very interestingly, you also talk about how people can get success and without, like, a lot of people are getting this hustle mindset and then they're going deep down rabbit hole the other way. So how can someone have success still in place with alignment with their body, mind, and soul, and really be happy with what they're doing?
Oh, that's the goal, right? Do you remember X-Men? The movies? Well, for anybody who hasn't watched X-Men, is basically a bunch of mutants who get together to train their superpowers. And this is a nice image for me for what I feel is necessary in order to be successful across the board. And of course, we all have our own definition of success, but what I hear you say is someone who is successful in the 3D, creating things in the world, having impact, making money, and then being healthy and being grounded in. And so we need to start looking at ourselves as X-Men, or using the mythology of your podcast, as heroes, right? You can call it warrior, you can call it, start seeing yourself as a superhero that requires training, as a mutant that requires training. Because, Superman needed to learn how to use his powers, right? So that he can apply them. And if we are not using our powers, we can call them our potential, then is when success is not possible. Because the mind and the intuition and our dreams, and sometimes the voice of our soul, depending on how you operate, is asking you to go here, to that dream. But because your body is not trained, because you're eating the wrong thing and you're sleeping the wrong way and you're not clearing your thoughts by meditating and you're not activating your body by doing somatics and you're not having healthy relationships, then the spaceship that you have to reach the dream
will go to aliens.
It's gonna get lost. It's like we have this beautiful Ferraris that are our human avatars, but we're putting Coca-Cola in the tank.
So true.
And then we're wondering, where's this thing smoky and it's lazy and it's depressed? And why am I not successful in my dreams? Well, Habibti, you're putting Coca-Cola in your Ferrari.
Yeah, so true, so true. And I think a lot of people are not even aware of it. Right now, the awareness has grown. Like even behind the packets, I never used to check what's inside, but now I started to check. So I think this awareness is most important. Then awareness to people of okay, oh, I need to be better, I need to eat better, and now they've started to shift the perspectives. So a lot of brands have started to grow, which are into this mindset, and I think this is a very nice place to be at.
Yeah, inshallah, everyone starts reading the back of the food because what we're being fed is
Oh my God.
bananas.
So this is interesting. So what about now shaking, right? Like everyone is moving their bodies and they move in certain ways. But is there any specific way or something that someone can do on a daily basis? And then they can get rid of negative thoughts or anything of that sort?
Well, they could create, or they could just reach out to me and get one of the practices I have. They could create a journey that, because only shaking, it could activate actually a lot of thinking.
Oh,
Because shaking is breaking the structures in the bodies. Is literally breaking muscle patterns, but is also activating the different productions of neurochemistry. So it can actually be very activating. Sometimes I shake to then sit down and write,
Yeah.
right? Because then I'm like, okay, I'm all in. So if the goal is to let go of the thoughts of the mind, then I will create a journey. It will not start by shaking right away. I never start there. We always first land in the body through a body scan. And a body scan is literally, just to keep playing with metaphors from movies, imagine that you sit down on a spaceship. You're about to, go to another planet. And the pilot will turn a button and the whole spaceship will light up. And then all the machines are on. That's what needs to happen for the body to actually be listening. Most of the day, we walk around, we're not in the body, we're in the head.
Yeah.
So it's like we're dragging the spaceship. So the first thing we need to do is get into the physical spaceship and turn it on. And the way I call this is we bring in awareness into the body. So eyes closed, awareness inward, and we turn on the spaceship. And then from there, we start a journey. It can be a short thing. If you want to do it every day, it can be a 20-minute practice, where you activate your breath, the first layer of awareness. Then you activate movement. Then you activate your muscles. Then you activate sound. Then you go into a visualization, which if you are wanting to let thoughts go, then the visualization can literally let them go.
Nice.
Or if you're wanting to find clarity, then you're going to hold the question of what you're wanting to find. And from that place, now having the entire system on, then we can start doing the work. Then we can shake first to break the structures of the body. And then I guide us into sequences of movement that help us organize our thoughts.
Wow.
So I do this practice pretty much every afternoon for the last decade. And when I'm very stressed, I do it as an emergency. I can do it for a longer time, where it's just I move in different patterns that help my mental noise calm down and my thoughts organize. And it's not that I'm moving and thinking about the thing I need to solve. It's that I got so much into my body, there's no thinking happening. And then the movement patterns start to allow my brain to somehow find a place of coherence. And then it's in the middle of the movement that I get the answer. I don't know, you remember in the desert, there was a lady at the end that shared, and she said, I found an answer I've been looking for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was not even thinking about the question. It's all within us.
All within us.
It's just we are doing such a good job at cutting disconnecting, suppressing, numbing, and we have all of this goodness that wants to come out. And so a somatic journey allows for that intelligence of the body to speak.
Oh, wow. Lovely. Lovely. And I have a few interesting questions for you. These are like one-liner answers. Okay. So this is relationship ones.
Okay, let's go.
Spicy ones that everyone wants to hear. Okay. Why does being a boss in the office kill the spark in the bedroom?
It has to be a one-liner.
Yeah, 3 line.
Why does being a boss in the office kill the spark in the bedroom? Being a boss in the office could kill the spice in the bedroom, because to be a boss in the office, you need to disconnect from your heart and from your body, which are very necessary in the bedroom.
Very nice. Can a woman be too independent for her own good?
Yeah. We can get too independent for our own good. We need each other, both men and women.
Is equality in a relationship actually a passion killer?
Define equality, though.
Equality in a way of listening to each other all the time, or being sameness, that both are same, or same person, same human beings who have same qualities, and they treat each other with equal respect, equal choices.
I think it's important to have that mutual respect, but I think it's very important to understand that we are not equal at all.
Oh,
Not at all. We are polarity complementary. And it's very important to own that polarity within ourselves first. Are you giving enough space for your inner feminine and your inner masculine? Do you have a balance? Then my balance can meet your balance.
so true. Lovely. Very amazing. And now it's about somatic and body. Why is your body holding on to stress that your mind forgot about?
That's why we say in somatics that the body keeps the score. When you go into an experience, the experience happens in reality, and then it has physical sensations and emotions.
Yeah.
Very often, the emotions move as a wave, right? There is a process. It's not one thing. It's like I'm shocked, and then I'm angry, and then I'm sad, and then I'm disappointed, and then I accept it, and then we move on.
Yeah.
Right?
For some people, it's like just angry, right?
Most people is just angry, and then I block, and then I suppress, and then I keep going. And then my mind forgets. But my body, my emotions are like doing this. Like the little thing in the laptop when it's thinking,
Yeah.
the emotion is doing that. And the body, because the body follows the emotion, right? If I am angry, my body is in this posture. And then when I'm starting to, you tell me the reason why you did it, and then I understand. And then my body's going to relax. And then maybe I'm even feeling sorry instead of angry now, because now I understand what you did. You see, there's a whole wave, and the body comes with it. And then we release, and then we find peace, and then I'm okay.
Wow.
But because if we cut it, if we suppress it, if we don't process the emotion, then my body stays angry. And the muscle pattern of the emotion that was not processed is what becomes the trauma. The muscle pattern of the emotion that you didn't process is what becomes the score that your body keeps. We can call it the trauma.
Yeah.
Then the mind can forget about the situation,
But your body.
but the body keeps carrying it. And then we wonder why we have all the diseases and
So guys, shake it off.
check it out.
Connect with her. So can you actually breathe your way into a higher tax bracket?
Yes, 100%.
What is your body trying to tell you that your brain is ignoring?
A lot. A lot.
Wow.
A lot.
How do you embody power without saying a single word?
You bring your awareness into your body. Very, very specifically from the feet up. You enter the room you root on your space.
Wow.
You literally rooted there. And you allow your presence to rise from that place, and then you meet through the eyes. Nothing to say.
Lovely. What a lovely answer. I love this. Okay. Why do we fear our own pleasure more than our pain?
Because we have been conditioned.
Who is this? Who are these people who condition? Like, really?
I tell you very unapologetically, every single religion, every single organized political movement, history, there is a massive conditioning of the human nature for thousands of years because it's easier to control, condition humans.
Oh my God. Wow.
So every organized religion has something to say about pleasure. And it's not normally taking you to heaven.
Yeah.
We live it there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. We can go hours on that though. But yeah.
I can talk. That you have already seen.
Yes. Okay. So, what's the biggest lie the wellness industry told you today?
I don't let the wellness industry lie to me.
You make the rules, baby.
I don't know. What would be the biggest one?
But it lies to many of the people. Yeah. What do you think is that one thing?
That you need to buy something outside of you. Or that you need to hack something. I'm all about efficiency of the human avatar. I'm all about finding our power and how we can have more access to our potential. And I love a lot of what is being discovered in the world of biohacking. But there is something about the word. It's like you need to hack the system. It's once again the mind getting into the tricky things, right? The forcing, the No, we need to listen. Bio-listening more than biohacking.
Wow. New term created today here in Dubai. So let's talk about how can someone balance their feminine and masculine energy, right? This is a very interesting topic as well, right? And I think would be really happy to hear from you because the yin and the yang, right? A lot of people are on the one side more and one side less. So how can someone really like?
Thank you for this question. So first, what is masculine and feminine? Are we talking about men and women?
I know as Shiv and Shakti.
Okay, beautiful.
Like-
From the Sanskrit.
Yeah. And I think these are two different energies that are present in someone's body. And yeah, so I don't know how to describe it more, but would love to hear.
But they don't have gender associated to them. The yin and the yang, the Shiva and the Shakti, the negative and the positive pole, right? The sun and the moon. There is no gender. It's very important that we extract gender from the equation because if we don't, we get very confused.
That's a very nice one.
Very important.
Always. Okay.
We
Yes.
take gender out. I am polarity within myself. Now, the biological expression of feminine polarity is the female body in animals and in humans.
Makes sense.
The biological expression of the masculine polarity is the male body.
Yeah.
And there is one very powerful symbol that we can look at to understand the polarity. The masculine energy is penetrative energy. Is the energy that moves forward. Is the leading energy. And if you look at the biological expression in the male sexual organs, it's an arrow that moves forward. And the goal is fulfilled through the arrow,
Makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
Feminine polarity is receptive and creative. And the geometric form will be round. And the female body is all about the roundness.
Makes sense.
The reason why I come back to basic geometry is because the whole world around us is made out of geometry, right? And it's a good way for us to look at masculine and feminine as a framework rather than as a story that we need to emulate.
Okay.
So if I understand that masculine is leadership, then when I need to call in my masculine, I am going to connect with the energy that moves through me, that moves forward. And if I was going to work with somebody, let's say I work with a man who needs more masculine energy, a man that feels like I'm disempowered, I'm too feminine, I want to bring my masculine energy, we're going to work with movements that are
forward.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're going to let the body repeat patterns that bring that somatic intelligence, so that then when he gets into life, he can go in that highway. If I'm working with women, which I work a lot, women in positions of power, imagine a CEO of a big company, and they come to me, Layla, I want to awaken my feminine energy.
Yeah.
In the workplace and in my life, we are going to work with the movements that are circular. We are going to work with the patterns that awaken the intelligence of the body in the field of the feminine. So, how to balance the masculine and feminine energy? First and foremost, remove the gender.
Yeah.
So you understand they're both within you and not one is better than the other.
Of course.
And then go into understanding them as a framework. And in this case, I give you the first piece is paint an arrow. That's your masculine. Paint a circle. That's your feminine. And then from here, there is immense qualities, right? The qualities of leadership versus the qualities of creation. The qualities of the movement forward versus the qualities of the circle. The qualities of a goal-oriented process versus the qualities of cyclical processing. Because women are, the feminine is cyclical. Mm-hmm. And then you can see also women are cyclical. So it's a fractal. Mm-hmm. And you can see it represented in all aspects of life. And when you start seeing it, then you start realizing, oh, wait a minute. I'm always leading. In my group of friends, I'm always the one that goes like, let's go here, let's go there, I'll pay the bill. That is a lot of my masculine. Well, if I'm wanting to balance, maybe I can invite myself to be more receptive. How can I practice to, instead of be the one that always leads, start being the one that receives?
All the people who are watching now, they'll be like, they go on a date and like, you are paying me not. But I love it. I love it. The way you explain removing the gender is like, in fact, the best way to look at it.
Super important.
Nice. And so with these desert experiences, like, are you doing like all parts of the world? What do you like? You want to go in the nature and do? I'm more curious about this.
Yeah. So my vision with presence is to bring it first and foremost all over the world, which is already happening. I'm going from Dubai now to Costa Rica and then Brazil and then back to Bali. And the reason why I want to bring the practice into nature, I'm also teaching in stages and yoga studios but I really want to bring it into nature because I want to reconnect with the body and the body of this planet. There is an unbreakable symbiotic relationship between humans, animals, plants, and planet. We cannot coexist. We cannot exist without each other. We are in constant coexistence. We are breathing nature. We drink nature. We eat nature. And the same way that we are getting sick because we're disconnecting mind from body, we're getting sick because we're disconnecting body from bigger body, which is the earth. So my prayer, my vision, what I'm creating is presence becomes the somatic practice that is reconnecting us with our soma and with the soma of the earth.
Wow, that's so beautiful. That's true alignment. Amazing. I would like to ask you, what's your purpose?
Presence.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. My purpose is bringing presence in this planet in a very crucial moment.
That's so lovely. So lovely. And so, any last liners that you would like to share for the people here? A lot of people are listening from Dubai, even India, Asia. So, what would you like to share the message in today's day and age that a lot of things are going on around the world?
You and the one-liners. I'm not a one-liner.
No, this one can. This
one can be a bit
go for
longer.
it. One paragraph, you get 30 marks, okay? That's how we used to do it.
My one-liner will be that it is your birthright and your responsibility to remember that you're a creator. And that the fastest and most powerful way for you to access your creative capacity is to go back into your somatic intelligence. And that in this day and age, like you say, we have immense power to create the reality that we want. Each one of us individually, for our lives, for our relationships, for our jobs, for our families, and then all of us collectively, for our communities, for our countries, and for us as a global human family. So take that responsibility, take that birthright, do something amazing with your one and only life, and know that you are powerful beyond what you have been told, and that the key to unlock your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical power, the key for all of them is in your body. In this incarnation, in this 3D world, is in your avatar. That's why it all starts when the avatar is born, and it all ends when the avatar dies. In this incarnation.
We are not even talking about past lives.
We let that for the next
podcast. Wow, I love it. I love it. So amazing. So amazing. You have been a star, and thank you so much for sharing your energy, love, passion, light. I mean, this is insane. The amount of wisdom that has been just dropped out here is like people would really love to engage and inculcate the practice of presence in their lives and really make the change for themselves, for the people around them, and for the global movement, as you said. So, wow, thank you for being so awesome. You're the hero.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I really hope that anybody who listened today and felt an ache in the body to try, that they can find me in the world and just give it a try. You know, we have set up all sorts of ways for people to just feel it and experience it, like you did in the desert. We have online practices that are pre-recorded. Just give it a try.
I'm going to put your Instagram Linktree handle here.
Exactly. Somewhere here.
Yeah.
Just try. Just try. Because you are receiving this message through your mind. If your body responded, if your body didn't respond, you're not listening now. You already scrolled. You went to something else. If your body kept you here present till the end, this is for you. And then just go do it. The body will speak. The body speaks so fast it can be in the first 20-minute practice. It's not a long process.
Yeah. So stop scrolling and start doing.
And be present.
Be present. Be present. Yeah.